Oh, there it is. Now you can tell when it's live. We were waiting for the little red live line to go. Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Berube here. We are very fortunate today. Hope you guys are all doing well. We are very fortunate today to have from the lovely state of Arizona, North Scottsdale office, Miss Sandra Gaare. Sandy, welcome to the show.
Hello, hello.
Okay, and I have to announce that she was Rookie of the Year last year. Okay, I'm also going to throw in, and also in my coaching for part of that, most of it. And
Most of it.
also, okay, so Sandy, I have to tell you, I've never seen this before where someone is Rookie of the Year and in the top 10 for the company. That's a first. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And you were number 7. Congratulations. That's incredible. That is awesome. So welcome to the show. So tell everybody a little about yourself. You know what you did before. I love what you tell, how you tell the story about where you worked before and so forth as well.
Okay. All right. Well, hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. As Rick knows, I hate recognition and I hate doing this kind of thing because it's really unsettling to be recognized. I'm not used to it, but hopefully I can tell you guys some cool stuff today. But anyway, so my background, my history is I worked for Ticketmaster for 35 years as an executive there, and I ran their sales distribution department in retail and loved my job, loved every minute of it. It was an exciting company, had a lot of staff. I'm used to giving staff recognition, but not my self recognition. And then, of course, COVID hit and changed my life, changed my world completely. Everybody got furloughed from the company. And as you know, entertainment took the biggest hit at the very beginning, just starting to come back live now, finally. So I couldn't handle downtime from being used to working 24/7. And so I got my real estate license. That was my other passion that I had in my life. So I did that and got the license and didn't think I would do well at all. Just thought I would do something to fill my time and be busy. And so I am lucky and blessed to have such a
Root that
great
up. That's awesome. No, I remember too on your coaching calls. You were, you missed working at Ticketmaster. You weren't extremely happy about having to leave and get into this new profession. And then after a few months, I felt the transition, start to happen. And then you went on a serious role, and basically, you worked your sphere of influence, didn't you?
I totally worked my sphere of influence. So I did a few little stats here for you, Rick.
Awesome.
I ended up with, so a total, if I count my whole, year that it was from like October, November of 2020 through the end of last year, I had 20 transactions. And those transactions totaled $18.9 million of sales. And of those transactions that I had, 40% of those were actual listings, the rest were buyers, and then 50% of the transactions I had was from my sphere. Then the other 50% was 25% from referrals, which you could kind of almost count as my sphere as well, and then 25% from open houses.
Yeah. Well, you're getting referrals from your sphere, so it's definitely
Right.
yeah, I see, because what we normally count as referrals is referrals from other agents to you. So when you're getting referrals from your sphere, that's your sphere. So 75%.
So 75.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good.
Hmm.
So that's incredibly good, awesome, and it's fun because you got to work with people that you already know, right? And now they're going to start referring you business. So you already know this. Start with the A's, go through your phone, your database, and make sure they all know you're available to help them this year too, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, so all right, so you started out, a little, came into it kicking and screaming, which I love, by the way. I love that you came into the business a little kicking and screaming. And what happened? Like, when did you say to yourself, hey, you know what? I think I can do okay at this job. When did that happen? Do you think? After how many months?
Um, Today? No.
It hasn't happened yet. Well,
Yeah, no, I think, well, first of all, Rick, I have to say the coaching really helped
oh,
because I was a little bit kind of lost in what I was doing and trying to figure out, what I could do, where do I go, trying to organize myself. It's very, very difficult coming from a corporate job with having a lot of employees, and all of a sudden you're like solo and you're an independent contractor and you're on your own. And so having that interaction with the coaching really helped. Also having a great office here in North Scottsdale. We have a phenomenal office and a phenomenal broker, Cassie, who spends a lot of time with coaching, training, interaction, a lot of different groups that, we can talk and discuss things. And then you feel like, okay, you know what? I'm not alone. I could do this. Everyone's kind of in the same boat. And we all have the same issues. We all have those same feelings of kind of working independently. And then I think it was after, wow, I don't know, Rick, it was a whirlwind last year. And so I went through almost the whole year, then finally realizing like, whoa, I didn't even realize what I had done. And then said, you know what? I think I could maybe do this for a living.
Yeah, closes 20 transactions, almost $1 million average sale price. And, I think I can probably swing this deal. It's, way better than the alternative. Like, I'm just guessing that if Ticketmaster called you today, that you'd say, I'm okay.
I think you're right.
Even though I know you had an incredible job there and you were an executive and you had, 30 something years with the company. So, but this is something that you're just getting started. You're a little over a year into it. You've had an incredible first year. You have, let's talk about it's March. What is today? The 10th. Are you on pace, ahead of pace of last year? What do you think you're doing?
Oh, so this year it started off very, very different. The market's gotten even crazier, as you all know. That's not news to anybody. So if you have buyers, wow, what a frustrating time, in trying to help them. So basically, I started trying to get a little bit creative. I think I've realized my expertise is with unique properties and really difficult transactions, and I like challenges. And so I had a buyer recently. I have a few buyers I'm trying to find some stuff for, but this one I got really creative and I stole a house that was under contract that I kind of looked back and saw I was under contract a little bit too long and went after it. And we just got it. Actually, we're closing next week. So that'll be my first close. And then of the year. So I'm a little bit behind of where I thought I would be. But I think I desperately needed some time off. I have to be honest and say that last year, and Rick, you won't like this because I know you don't preach doing this. I did not have one day off. I worked every day, no days off. Okay, so having a little bit of time at the beginning of the year was good to reset myself. So have the close coming up next week. And then I have 4 listings that are coming up.
Wow.
So I just confirmed. So of course, when it rains, it pours, right? I was hoping it could be spread out a little bit, but I'll take the 4 listings.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, welcome to real estate.
I know, wow, why couldn't it all have happened every other month or something like that? But
well, it's kind of like Ticketmaster, right? Most of the concerts are in the summer months, aren't they? Or are they spread out evenly?
No, you're absolutely right. So, yeah, I'm used to that. So all the sales used to happen in the first quarter for the summer. So everything happened at once.
Right. Yeah. Well, and it would be nice if, your business could be stretched out evenly 1/12 per month, but it never happens that way. And right now, it definitely sounded like you needed a little bit of a break. And so that's good. I'm glad you got that in now, but your pipeline, you're maybe a little bit behind closing wise, but pipeline wise, pending wise, and things to come in the future, you're probably at least on pace or maybe even a little ahead of last year's pace.
I think, actually right before this, I had a phone call from someone saying they want to list their home. I didn't have it in my list. So now I have 4. So I'm a little bit, if all of this comes to fruition and how that goes, but I think it will, then I'll be ahead of pace for last year.
Good. Okay. Yeah, that's great. And it's such a, and let's face it, you're in North Scottsdale. And I agree with you, by the way. Cassie is awesome. You have an incredible office.
Beyond awesome. Mm-hmm.
Those Wanda's great too. Let's face it.
Wanda is amazing. And I think I could never get through a transaction without her.
And such a positive attitude too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's the mean, I remember going to your office and she, remember when we first started with the masks, they were killing my ears and she had this little thing she gave me that, and I still have it, that keeps it from
I'll
killing.
show you.
Yeah, it's
She
great. And
takes care of everybody here. She kind of finds out what your needs are, and then there she is,
yeah,
taking care of you. Yeah.
definitely a dynamic duo, those two, and I love it. And, and I know anyway, that office is incredible. The location is incredible. The people are incredible. Your average sale price is incredible. You're in one of the most sought after places. It's going to be like the New Orange County, Scottsdale, North Scottsdale. Let's face it, it really is. And your average sale price is climbing and climbing. And you got more people moving in there. I mean, it's just incredible. So it's probably going to last a little while. So the fact that you are in there doing business, you have a sphere, you're working it. I think you're going to have some incredible years here as long as you keep doing. But you know what? Pick a day a week at least and take it off. Do something. Go somewhere. You gotta. It's a sprint. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
I know you keep saying, I know you say that and you preach that, and that is absolutely true because, I was a little bit burned out coming at the end of the year, um, with everything going on. And I think that's really important. So I think that's my goal this year is just kind of like try to chill out a little bit, try to have a little bit of time to myself occasionally, but at the same time recognizing that my clients are my priority, and that's how I was successful last year. Is that I was always available for them and making sure that they were my priority and that they knew that they were a priority for me as well. And I think that's important to being successful in this business.
Oh, it so is. And when you most agents overpromise and underdeliver, and I know you can just sense the humility. You're humble. You don't like recognition. You really put the client first. It's very, very obvious, and that's a huge part of it, especially with our brand too. Our brand is very synonymous with consumer centric, which is exactly the way you're applying it too, and that's why you're going to continue to do business. Okay, I'm not downplaying anybody else, but you've been in the business long enough to know that a lot of your competition's job is to make you look good. And they do a good job, don't they, some days?
Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true. I have learned that over the year for sure. Yeah.
It's so easy to get into. People think, well, the test is hard. Yeah, but let's face it. With what you did last year, you're making monies like attorneys make, high-end accountants, and things like that. And think about the education difference, right? The test is hard, no doubt, but it's not like going to law school after college for 4 years for another 3 or 4. Like my son's halfway through right now, law school at UConn. It's not quite. I took a 60-day course, passed a test, rocking and rolling, right? So and as soon as the market gets good, it attracts a lot of people. It doesn't mean they're going to be good at it or they're good for their clients, and then part of our job is to make sure people understand the difference between, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to violate my realtor code of ethics, but there are people in this business that probably should be doing something else. So when you do it the way you're doing it, okay, you shine. It's huge.
And I actually did get a few clients that left other agents to come over with me. Not that I asked them to do that, but they did that of their own accord. So I totally hear you and I see what's happening. And, I treat this is my business. This is my life, my business. And I value every transaction and every client that I get. And I'm sincerely appreciative of the business that I get. And I make sure that they know that and that I never take anything for granted.
I love it. And it's very obvious, by the way you carry yourself. So congratulations for sure. Okay. So let's say that I am somebody newer. Like, it doesn't even have to be newer. There's a lot of people in this company that would love to close almost $20 million, whether they've been in the business for 10 minutes or 20 years. That's a really good number. So tell us maybe the three most important things, or maybe the things you've learned, or the things that you've found that have worked for you to be able to come out of the gate that hot, especially a little kicking and screaming at first to get into the business, and then really turned out an incredible year.
Yeah, you had to settle me down there for a while last year, but yeah. So,
I'm sure.
okay, so yeah, so I wrote a few. I actually kind of wrote down some thoughts because I want to be prepared to maybe help some of you and hopefully give some advice. But I think the few things that I think that are really important that I recognize now and didn't last year being new is that, first of all, it's super important to have a great support team. Okay, so we talked about Cassie, we talked about Wanda. You've got to have a great support team that surrounds you, but not only just the people in the office, but like your escrow officer. Really important that you have a good one. And fortunately, I have Mike and Amy from First American. And then really important that you have a good lender, a good loan officer, that you have an inspector and have a really good relationship with your inspection company. And that also that you have the home warranty relationship and all the other relationships with your various partners, because you are going to be the source of the source. You are providing a wealth of information for your clients, and you have to be able to have those good partnerships to be truly successful in this business. The other thing is going, I think, kind of goes in line with this, is kind of going above and beyond your role as an agent, understanding what you're selling, where you're selling, everything about the area. There are so many out-of-town clients that are coming, especially into this market, into North Scottsdale for sure, as Rick was saying. People are fleeing California and some other places too.
Mass exodus.
Yeah, exactly, right? So you want to make sure that you are like a wealth of information, that you're going beyond and your role of just selling homes and really understanding everything about the area. Actually, I was giving a client information on taxes and how taxes what are property taxes about in Arizona, and how to figure them out, and how to read the tax bill and what the formulas are around that. And he was like super appreciative of knowing the understanding, especially coming from California. You got to understand that taxes are a really big benefit in this area. So yeah. And then being creative and persistent without being persistent. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. But persistent without being semi-stalker.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to secure homes for your clients, and that takes a lot of creativity to do that. Right. And persistence, and like never taking no for an answer. Relationships with agents, so critical in this market. Not just in your office, but outside agents as well. You want to be known as the person that is easy to work with and that gets the transaction closed. So if you're going, bidding wars are just part of, I guess, Rick, I don't even know what'll happen if I don't have bidding wars anymore. Yeah. So you want to be known as, oh, I want to work with her. I want to work with this agent. She's going to get the job done. And then gaining, I guess the main thing here is like gaining trust from your sphere, from your clients. Spending time with them. I don't just talk business with them. I spend time with my sphere. I follow up with them on a consistent basis. I sincerely make them feel that they are my priority, and that I'm not really just trying to get business from them, that I have a true interest in what they do and what they want and what they're all about.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah, it's such awesome stuff, and it's really, really, really incredible. And I think that, all the stuff you just mentioned, like for instance, relationships with your manager and your support staff there. Plus, when I said the North Scottsdale office is killer, I mean, you have people in that office. You can walk down the hallway and talk to 3 or 4 top producing agents that'll stop and help you. It's one of the things when I came to this company, I noticed right away the culture that Mark and Gordon have created is people love to help other people. They contribute. They don't look at each other as competition. They look at each other as the same team. And when you mentioned FATCO, First American Title, and now we have Prosperity, when you have those, because remember, if they do a great job, you look great. If they do a bad job, you look bad for referring them too. So exactly. All those things are critically important. Those relationships, those business relationships that we've created are incredibly important for you. Okay, so you can do your job and don't have to worry about the other things because somebody who knows what they're doing is handling it. So that's I got to tell you, Sandy, that's not a lot of people that come in, they want to handle everything, when they're brand new, right? When you are able to delegate and have a great team, it just makes you look even better. A lot of people don't realize that. So congratulations for coming right in. It's your business background, obviously being with Ticketmaster for so long and being an executive there. So congratulations. Good stuff.
Well, thanks. I like having a team of people, so I think I'm used to that. But in this case, it's a team. It's different because it's a team that doesn't really work for you, but they work with you, and it's important to the success of what you're doing.
You know what? I don't think I've ever told you this story, but somebody from Ticketmaster gave me an incredible lesson when I first moved to Nevada. Did I tell you that story?
Oh no.
So I had the app, the Ticketmaster app on my phone, and I had an account. When I first moved here, I was like a kid in a candy store, all the entertainment. So,
Yeah.
so I'm doing my thing with, going through the, but I'm one of the people that call in. I have to talk to somebody. I don't do that anymore, but back then. So I'm
Oh my
talking.
God, you're a rarity.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I preach too. Don't email, call your clients,
Mm-hmm.
So now it's a little different, but this is probably, I'm going to say 9, 10 years ago. And so the guy from Ticketmaster, a young man, said to me, so read the address on your card. And I said, blah, 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 Nevada. And he goes, sir, how long have you lived in Nevada? I go, well, I've been here. He goes, I've been here for a year and a half now. He goes, let me help you out. For us people that are from Nevada, when you say Nevada, it just picture fingernails on a blackboard. And I'm telling you something, I never said Nevada again. I always say Nevada. I go, thank you very much. You know what? That really is embedded in my brain. I'm going to remember that now. All right, some people
That's
take
interesting. And that was when you were buying tickets. That was from Ticketmaster.
I was buying tickets, yeah. I can't remember what I was buying, but it was to a concert locally. I think it was at the Mandalay Bay on the beach there, and I was trying to get the tickets before they sold out. That's why I called in to make sure I got them. But anyway, little funny Ticketmaster story. All right, so do you want to share maybe what your goal is, and then we'll call it a day? What would you like to do? What would be the follow up for you for this year?
Oh, geez. Well, I think listings are the key. So I'd like to have a lot of listings, the majority of the business based on that, because that's how you get other business and clients and all of that. My other goal is that I want to try to get better about social media this year. I am like kind of anti-social media. I shouldn't say that because I'm on Facebook Live, right? So, but I haven't really done a good job at that because I've been working so hard just with my sphere. So I want to get better with that. But as far as transactions, oh, wow. Well, okay. I'd like to, as I said, I had 18.9. That was like in just over a year. I'd like to hit 25 million this year. So, and that will be with a little less transactions, but higher price points.
Great. So you guys are probably 22, 23, so you have to increase your transactions by like 10, 15% while increasing your volume by about 20%. Great goals. I love it.
Yeah. So that's
love
what it is.
All right. Well, I just want to say for the record, you seemed extremely comfortable, knowledgeable, confident, competent, and natural during this interview today, Sandra Gaare, just so you know.
Wow. Okay. Good to know.
I would say use the catalyst to start doing videos. Just turn that camera around, get that Instagram, the Facebook, all that stuff going, and you'll be a natural, no problem. You did well today. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much, Rick.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye, Sandy.
Bye.